Hi there, and welcome to the Darden Show. On today's episode, we're going to be centered around music as I talk about two mega superstars from Nigeria, Wizkid and Davido. These artists recently released their new albums, Wizkid with Made in Lagos and Davido with A Better Time. Make no mistake, these two artists have an unrepentant fan base. I've been in a room where I've seen a Wizkid fan go at it with a Davido fan, and things get real very quickly. And the good thing about this artist is that their music transcends across every continent. They both have collaborated with international superstars, so you love their music. I love their music. But I reached out to a couple of my friends and asked them to constructively tell me whose music they'd rather, Wizkid or Davido. You just never know. Hear for yourselves what they had to say.
Regarding Davido and Wizkid, I really like them both. They are great entertainers and such a pride for African singers and artists. But if I have to choose between the two, I will go with Davido because obviously I'm used to his music. He had such a hit single, I believe it was in 2012. So he's definitely my primary choice. That's just me personally. But I do recognize the talent of Wizkid as well. So I'm sure it's a little difficult for many people, but for me personally, I will go with Davido. Davido is more my style. I think it's more mainstream, and I just like his genre of music, and it's very upbeat, and it's just a preference.
Both
For
are
me, it's
talented.
Davido.
They both do a great work. We all are dancing to their music. You know what I'm saying? You may not like, one song that they put out. You may not like the beat, but that shouldn't take away from the talent. When someone can hold a note, when someone can, make people dance, when someone do concert and it's full, when someone have fans all throughout the world, he's talented. You know what I'm saying? But people always try to compare, who is best, who has the best voice, who has more money, who is more. Yeah. No, they're both talented. They're good.
I prefer Wizkid's music over Davido's music any day, anytime. And I'll tell you the reason. Wizkid's music is original. His style is original. His music, his lyrics are original and they are matured. He produces matured music. He's been in the game before Davido. Davido's music is somehow childish, like the beats, and if you tend to see his fan base, it's filled with small children. So I'm going to cut off my head because I know I have friends that really love Davido. I love Davido though, but I prefer Wizkid than Davido any day, anytime. Wizkid has also had collabo with international artists like Beyonce, Drake, name it. Davido has some international collabos too, but any day, anytime. I'm not being biased really, but let's just be sincere. Wizkid sings better than Davido. The voice, the style, the dance. Come on now, come off it. Yeah, that's
These are
it.
two amazing, brilliant, and fantastic artists. The essence, and one thing you can't miss in their music is that Afrocentric vibe. They both have it, which is very important for the culture. Nobody's trying to be like an American artist. They both do what they do the best way they do what they do. If you remember the genesis of Wizkid, he's always had this reggae and dancehall vibes to his song. If you remember from Tease Me Baby to Holla at Your Girl, from when Davido started, he had this strong pop vibe, this Afro pop. You remember Omo Babalo? It was so strong that it will get you to move whether you like it or not. Why Wizkid gets you to move in a certain kind of way. I don't know why when people do compare them, they compare them bitterly. You don't have to. If you don't have room to love one the way you love the other, I don't know why you've got to be mad.
So the reason why I like Davido over Wizkid is this. I used to love Wizkid. Wizkid was my favorite. Like, I couldn't stand Davido because I felt like Davido was a spoiled, arrogant kid. And then Wizkid canceled some concerts that I paid for. I had, invited all my American friends to experience his show in Los Angeles, and he canceled on the day of the show. And then Coachella, a lot of Nigerians that have never been to Coachella bought those tickets for over $700 just to go see Wizkid in 2018 and he didn't show up. And I felt that he didn't respect his fans, and that's not fair. But Davido, even though he's a rich kid, he's very hardworking and his music is amazing. I saw him in concert a week before the lockdown in March, and it was amazing. So Davido, yes, his album is way better than Wizkid's new album. I said what I
I
said.
think what people are mad at is their personality, and then people confuse that and don't know how to separate the music from their personal life. One is very open with what he does, his giving and everything, while the other one, whatever he, he's very coded. The only thing you probably know about both of them, which is open, is the amount of baby mamas and kids that they do have. But personality-wise, Davido is very out there. There was a time he took a break from social media and then now he's back. While Wizkid is always, he knows what he dishes out. He wants you to know what you need to know, not what, he wants you to know what he wants you to know, not what you need to know. So I think that's why people are mad. Not the music per se. They do great music, both of them. I do love them both, their songs. They both, they both just dropped albums and they're very, very different in comparison. So let's just listen, love, and enjoy it. It's all for the culture.
First of all, before I give my opinions on this, let me just give this disclaimer that neither of those two artists are my favorite Nigerian artists. But Davido or Wizkid, I think I like both of them like quite equally. But if I had to pick one of the two of them, I'd say probably Wizkid, just because of like how much more consistency that he's had over like, I don't know, his even longer career than Davido. When Davido first came out, definitely with like Back When and what was that? Davido. Definitely, I thought like this guy is like a fantastic star. Definitely gonna be better than Wizkid and etc. But I think I've just not really enjoyed. I'd say about like 60% of the stuff he's done, and I've not really enjoyed like maybe only like 40% of the stuff Wizkid has done. So yeah, Wizkid for me.
Wizkid is definitely the Drake of Nigeria. Osha para
I
para.
love both. I love both their music. I think they're doing really well and doing really great with their music. And I'll also just say that, it's quite okay to have a healthy competition sometimes in the industry. I think it helps to like push push your content, push your creativity, push your work, helps you get better. But for people like picking one to the other, I don't know. I'll say that I like both artists and I'm not gonna be choosing sides. Yeah, so well done to the two of them,
Personally,
honestly.
I'm not a fan of David or Wizkid, but I'm a fan of their music. So I also understand where the whole rivalry thing is coming from. I think it's natural. We're humans. People want to be on top of the food chain. Everybody wants to be number one. Everybody wants to be the best at whatever you're doing. So you can only understand that this rivalry will come to play, whether you like it or not.
Made in Lagos, A Better Time. Both beautiful works by two incredible artists. I can't pick one. I love both their styles. David's A Better Times gives me that groovy feeling. Upbeat. You gotta move to it. You gotta dance to it. My favorite track on that album is Femme. Shh, too much talk. You wanna know what I'm doing? Femme, you don't need to know what I'm doing. Femme, you feel me? While Wizkid's album Made in Lagos, woo, it gives me that sexual feeling, that you want to fall in love, you feel me? You want to all the time, you feel me? My best track is True Love, True Love. Yes, you're dangerous for me and everything, but I still want that love. I want that love coming from you. So Wizkid and Davido are masters of their own craft. They serve us beautiful music. So I cannot pick one. I pick both. You feel me? Made in Lagos, nice. A Better Time, correct. So
I will choose Wizkid. Just because I love his music. I like Davido's music too, But if I have to choose, I prefer Wizkid, and I like his music. I love his sense of style. I love the way he dresses. I feel like he's so fashionable and he can wear anything and he can pull it off. And he's also friends with Naomi Campbell, and I love Naomi Campbell. And he walked on, I think it was Dolce and Gabbana show in Milan. This was like 2 years ago, or maybe it was a year ago. I'm not sure. And I thought he killed it. He like literally killed it. So that would be the reason why I would choose Wizkid, because I like his music, I like the way he dresses, and his friends with Naomi Campbell, and he did Brown Skin Girl with Beyonce. So if I have to choose between Wizkid and Davido, I would choose Wizkid.
I'm sharing my opinion. I'm gonna start with Wizkid. I think he's one of the most important artists of the last decade in Africa. I think when Wizkid came out, there's an avalanche. There was an avalanche of other artists that were inspired by him, and I think he's one of the best things to happen to Afrobeats in Nigeria. He's incredibly talented, and I love his music, and he's just a living
So for
legend.
me, I would say I like both of them musically, but if I had to choose, I would say Wiz, and that's because I feel like music is just him. Whatever beat he jumps on, he kills. And not to say that the video isn't talented, he is. But what I find is that sometimes with Davido's songs, like I have to hear it a few times before it grows on me and before I realize, okay, maybe the song isn't that bad. I like the song. But with Wiz, if I hear his song, I know there and then if I like it, and 9 times out of 10, I usually like the song. So, so if I had to pick between Wiz and Davido,
I think my answer is going to err on the side of political correctness, because I think they make music for different moods, and I think regardless of what, depending on what mood you're in, I think either one can be like your favorite one. Like for personally in the daytime, like I listen to Davido because like his loud bangers with like one-liners that are very, very dope. Whereas Wizkid gives you, or his last two projects actually, give you a slower pace, more mellow feel, more like soul-y, jazzy feel. So I listen to that mostly in the evening. So I can't say anyone's better than the other because I know, like, I like to listen to both of them at different times and different moods.
If I'm to pick between Davido and Wizkid, I'll pick Wizkid because his musicality is sick. The way he writes on the beat is mad, and I think he also has more soul. If you like, feel me. While Davido on the other side is like commercialized. But yeah, I kind of connect with Wizkid more. So for me, Wizkid, it is. Let go.
Davido, who came on the scene, I guess, a year or two after Wizkid. He's personally one of the most, to me, one of the most bankable artists out there. His work ethic, his hard work is unmatched, you know, and his music is just beautiful. It makes me happy. I love his music a lot, and he has a great personality. And like I say he's very, very hardworking, and he's just looking at his growth, the way he positioned his career since the day he came on the scene to today is just nothing but inspiring because it shows he's incredibly talented and as well as